Hey everyone, I'm Klloo, and welcome to the data pack Runechant, A World to Discover. A massive survival data pack filled with magic and mysteries. Experience new seasons as you traverse different biomes, craft and cast powerful spells, enhance your weapons with new forms of brewing, or gain different abilities through trimming equipment, which has also been extended to weapons and tools. With 8 new advancement tabs to pursue, come experience a whole new world. The data pack is finally at a state release, so no better time to start playing and preparing for more endgame content to come. You can find the pack on Planet Minecraft or Moderate, or of course in the links down below. Right, okay, continuing off where we were last time with the XP Infuser. Ooh, let me handle this because actually the chat message is going to be a tad annoying. I'm not trying to hit the iron golem, I'm trying to hit you. There we go, okay. So, why don't we just quickly review what we've got so far. We have the Budding Amethyst and the Cauldron as the multi-block structure. We then have a chance on experience, oh, actually the husk drops on, to get these catalyst items, these solidified experience. Now, one tweak that I've already made is the multi-block structure needs to be activated by sacrificing a catalyst. You throw it in, and ta-da! I did some artwork, right? Sounds like the amethyst is growing into the cauldron. There's some of the experience coloring as well, right? And a crystal in the middle. So this is now the XP Infuser, right? Final form-ish, right? Maybe add some more particles, add some sound effects, but I think it's all right. Now, the way I'm doing this is basically there's a cauldron in the middle. I break the cauldron, the whole block gets destroyed, and I'm just plastering a item display entity on the inside and outside, right? To texture it. So instead of creating, custom block data or whatever, well, it's basically what you'd normally do, but usually you'd use like a hopper, from my understanding, or a chest maybe, something that is smaller than a traditional block, and that way it wraps around nicely. Instead, what I've opted to do is the outside is scaled up slightly, and the inside is scaled down slightly, so that the cauldron is in the middle. You can sort of see, right, when I hover over the hitbox, that the texture is outside the hitbox range, right, just slightly. So if we look at the actual function, if I can remember which one it is. So this one, yes, okay. So I'm using a scale of 1.01 for the outside and then 0.99 for the inside, and then the crystal in the middle is just a normal scale. And that way, right, we're sort of retexturing blocks, and I can translate this to some of the other structures maybe, right, if it's needed. Some of them I think look fine, right, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's that. Now, what about actually crafting? Well, we need more of those catalyst items, and unfortunately I used both of them up. So we'll throw out some experience. Hopefully, again, 10% chance. Surprised we actually got so quickly off the husk, and I'm gutted that oh, there we are, not getting them as readily that time, but we got 8 in a row, so that's nice enough. All right, so we'll make a stack, we'll get out our different items. Again, so far I've only really done Nether Star and Diamond for the sizable crystals, but I will have to go through and write out a nice hefty list, but then we can use anything else, right? So like diamond tools will be considered diamond. I should be able to use the tag groupings, right? I'm pretty sure there's is made from something or something like that. Again, I'll look into it. But we throw a catalyst in, we throw an item in, and it should get consumed. Maybe not. I broke it. Well, I broke it because I did add in the totem because I didn't want to re-go over what we've already done. So function, Runechant, then we go mob, then we go items, then of course we go crafting, then we go XP. Perfect. So we have the recipes and we have the different things, so that's fine. Did I forget something in terms of, God, now I have to slot in. And we can have a quick look-see. Of course, I did forget. Amethyst shard is the other items you need. Those two to convert, right? Because you're turning the amethyst shard, that's the whole concept, into the experience crystal. So that, and that. This should get us a small. And if we do the same thing with a diamond, we should get a medium-sized crystal. And of course, if we do Nether Star, it's fine, it says Budding Amethyst. Right, if we do a Nether Star, we should get a large crystal. Done. Okay, so now that we have our 3 sizes, what about crafting the totem? So the suggestion was a gold block. I've changed it to a whole stack of gold ingots, and I think the suggestion was also medium crystal into it. What I've done is instead change it to have a chance to craft. So we might actually get lucky straight away, so I'll do that. But if we get rid of Control Q, gold, and then we use the small crystal, of course we get it straight away, right? We get a crystal totem. Now, hopefully I can show this off. There should be a 33% chance for it to succeed with the small, 66% chance with medium, and it always crafts with the large. So again, payoff if you use the better crystals. If it fails, the gold will not be consumed, only the experience crystal will be consumed. So that is what we're really trying to show off. So, did it craft? It did craft. Bad. Meant to fail, and I'm out of crystals. Should be able to double up too. No, because it excludes amethyst. Alright, that and that. Interesting. Oh, right, because it is experience bottle. I'm just not looking for the... That's something I'll have to check in on, right? Because I didn't delete the experience bottle because these are experience bottles. So maybe these should be experience bottles. Anyway, again, when 1.20.5 or 1.21, whichever comes out, we will do a complete item overhaul. But I got small crystals. I'm going to make a stack this time. Right. Let me show off that this doesn't work 100% of the time. Perfect. We heard the sound, no particles, and only gold ingots. Right? So we didn't get 64 shards. So the shard was consumed, the crafting failed. Maybe a message, maybe like smoke particles or something like that. Could be good. Anyway, now that we have the crystal totem, we have to make the crystal totem functional. Although I should first, quick look at the recipes. All I'm doing again is doing a RNG check using the RNG scoreboard. Again, I made this before the roll command. We'll probably switch it over to the roll command, maybe. It's not a big deal, right? So if it hits the correct numbers, it will then run the summon, run the particles, and get rid of the gold ingots. If it doesn't, it will only get rid of the other item. It'll still play the sound. And yeah, that's it. So low, 33% chance, 1 to 333, 1 to 666 for a 66% chance, and then no chances on the high. Again, use the biggest shard, guaranteed crystal totem, small, medium, you have a percentage chance. But how do we actually get the totem to work functionally? Well, if I go, I have to remember where it is. I think it's players, and then consumables, and then inventory check, right? I think this should be correct, because I have actually done other totems previously. So for instance, we have all the different villager totems. You get ones from every type of villager, including the normal villagers, getting low drop rates, and they do special effects, right? So we do want to make this have a special effect. But again, because it's so easy to access, I'm just going to make it probably remove the player's experience and not give them any other benefit outside of the normal totem stuff. So basically, this is how I have been doing custom items. I check the player's inventory for certain items in the main hand, offhand, or inventory, depending on, again, what the function is. If it's just something you have to hold on to, if it's something you have to use, then it needs a correct corresponding slot. We then tag the player, and we remove the tag if they don't have the item in said slot, right? And then as long as they have that tag, whenever they fulfill the scoreboard check of that item, so for instance, in terms of the crystals, it would be using the experience bottles. In terms of the Totem of Undying, it would be triggering Totems of Undying, right? And then depending on the tag, it will then lead to X effect. So I should be able to find the segment where I have all the different totems. Yeah, so we have totem use, right? And it'll run the function to trigger the special effects, and then depending on the tag, when that scoreboard is active, it will trigger. So all we have to do is basically to copy three high, I think it is, right? 3 lines should be what we need. Separate just to make it easy, and all I have to do is change the custom model data, which would be 9 instead of 8 for the crystal totem, and also then what the totem is. So crystal. Nice and simple. And that is basically the totem done. Now we just have to do an effect, right? So this checks again if it's in the main hand or offhand, so selected item or slot 106. Then if it's in neither of those slots, it will then remove the tag. Now, again, this has only just occurred to me in thought, right? If you have it in your main hand and offhand, when you trigger one, you get the effect of both, which is exploitive, right? So I have to think of a workaround for that, but we'll leave it for now. Okay, so then if we go to items, I should have another function, called Totem of Undying, and these are all the different functions. So again, if you have X tag, so if you have the Witch Totem, you will get slowness, poison, weakness. Sorry, you won't get, you will give slowness, poison, weakness, and instant damage to every entity around you, right? In fact, I don't know why, but you get water breathing and fire resistance. Does that make sense? Speed and instant health. And I don't know why these are spaced out. That's kind of weird. Yeah. Anyway, I need to think up the effects. Again, it's probably just going to be set an experience to 0, right? Just completely drains your experience. So you get your life, but it's like you died, right? Okay, nice and simple. Done. So, save it. and let's test it out, right? So if we just reload the world quickly, I will then, hop into survival and we'll just die. Game mode. Make sure we have the crystal totem. Do I have another one? Perfect. I can't remember if potion effects trigger it, so what we'll do is just TP up, right? So we'll go 100 blocks up. That should be enough to KO us. So it did trigger, but we did not lose levels. So that's worrisome. I put in my slot and we go tag us list. We have no tag, so there we go. That's the problem, which is weird because I don't know why it would be a problem unless I've broken the function at some point without realizing. So if we do player, then consumables, inventory check, no, it's still there. So, did I mess up the custom model data? Tag no, that's the wrong way. Data get entity, type equals item, sort equals nearest, we went equals 1. Right, yeah. So it is correct model data, right? 1997-9. Did I not save inventory check? But no, I click save all. Right, selected item, total undying, 99.9, add the totem crystal. You know what? I didn't change this one. Yeah, so it's removing it straight away. All right, now we know. But if we go back, reload, we should have the tag now, and it should be functional now. Tag at S list. Maybe do that. Yeah, okay. All right, so now if we TP up, triggered. All right, yeah, because the scoreboard didn't refresh because the function was broken. I think was the go there. Now I need to test it. All right, let me get some more totems. I should always make backups. I never do. Okay, so I must have deleted the scoreboard refresh, and that's why it's constantly sending out experience. I don't like that it moved. Why did it move? There's the totem use, right? So that was missing. So hopefully it's working now. And just make sure to save everything. Reload. And let's see if we can gain levels. Yeah, so we can gain levels now. We have the tag. We TP up. Though, no, we lost levels again. Breaks. I have more. It's fine. Now I'm a little worried because I don't know why it's constantly triggering. You know what? Why am I doing this? Scoreboard, objective, set display, sidebar, totem use. Right, it's not there. We go up to level 100. It's not there. It must have just had lingering score effects. Okay, perfect. Right, so again, you consume the totem. You can now craft totems, which makes them a lot more accessible, but obviously they have a big downside compared to normal totems where it costs you your experience. So I think it's fairly balanced, right? In, again, making them completely accessible to the player. Time, set day, although we'll probably end up having crafting for them. I think there's probably some crafting for them as well. All right, so then the last thing we have to do is the small, medium, and large crystals. Now again, slight issue, right? Because you can't detect which click, I guess, is using the item. Well, I suppose I could. God, it's annoying. I'd have to set up an interaction entity and have that always check left or right. Which isn't a big deal, but I hate, again, just having a entity that has to linger constantly, right? Because right now, well, it should definitely be in creative, so I don't waste them, right? If I'm using in the left, but it's in the right, it will still count it because we'll have the tag. You can definitely farm experience with it to the extent where you could have large in the offhand and use the small crystal, and that would trigger. Although, I guess the easiest way to do it is always just prioritize one side and never allow the player to have multiple tags, right? So if you already have a tag, you can't have another tag, and that way it doesn't work that way. But then there are some items where you can use them both at once. Wait, no, you know what? I'm not testing this correctly. I can still use... No, okay, so it prioritizes the main hand. All right, that works out, right? But if I have like a cauldron, then I can use... Yeah, okay. It's all good. Experience crystals can't be messed with, right? I just always attack main hand. No, that doesn't work either. Right? Because in this scenario, I can use the offhand, so we'd want it to give its bonus. In this scenario, I can only use the main hand, so we'd want it to only give one bonus, right? So I still have to use the tag system. But again, if you have multiple tags, then it only prioritizes one of them, whichever one's in the main slot, which means I'd have to break it up and make each tag tell me whether or not it's left hand or right hand, which sounds like a whole nother overhaul. Let me just set it up as the easy way, and then I'll fix it later on probably. Okay, that should do it, right? If we hover over that, we check out tags. Come on, please work. Perfect. We have XP small, so it should trigger when we use it now. We'll craft the other two, so give me another diamond and another star. Perfect. And we'll just make sure that all of them work. So catalyst, amethyst, diamond should get us medium. Thank you. Another star and the same for a large. Perfect. Right, so we'll go game mode. Nope. Do this first, in case it doesn't work. Then we'll go into survival. Right, so we're at 9 levels, we use that. We go all the way up to 13 straight away. If we use the medium, here's the issue though, right? Because we'll get both the bonus from the medium and the small because we have one in our offhand, right? So we have the both tags. So yeah, I gotta make them independent. Or just check the main hand, right? Instead of the offhand in this scenario. But again, there's those fringe cases. It'll definitely be something I just have to add to and word out. Anyway, oh, that's not the way I want to do it. Right, so if we just clear our experience set at all, go 0 levels and 0 experience. Okay, so the way it works is the small gives us 100 points, which is equivalent to 7, but then 11, right? So again, the way it accumulates up and up and up, because it's a curve, not linear. In Minecraft, right, we're getting the same amount of points, we're getting a different amount of levels each time. So with the medium, we then get 300, which gets us to 14 straight away, and then 20, then 25. That seems a little excessive. Again, I haven't balanced it. I just wanted them to have different values and obviously make sure the system works. Large, 19, 26, 31, right? So it's 100 points of experience, 300, 500. And yeah, I will tweak it, but they are working. Again, the issue is if you have 2 different types, you can double up and gain a bunch of experience without obviously using the one from the left hand. See, the best way to do this, right, is to not have it be a normal item or a normal consumable. I don't know if you can do this with components. I'll have to look into it when we start porting stuff over. But if you make it not actually consume the item when you use it, or again, I swap to, something like a carrot on a stick, which is the general thing you use, right? I can deck when the player uses it and then just clear it from the inventory instead, right? That's the easiest way to do it. I mean, the simple thing is, I don't know if it overrides it, but for instance, with the experience bottles, I could just change it so it has the component function of a carrot on the stick, and that way you can test when you're using it. Because that's the big thing, right? Why carrot on a stick has been used for so long, because it has a use function that is detectable without actually using it, right? But anyway, that is that. Totem's working, the crystal's working. Again, just some minor tweaks and balancing, but it's pretty much the feature implemented, barring, some craftables and whatnot. So what's the plan for the future? Well, we're going to move a bunch of stuff over to the researcher relics. Again, I need to constantly work on this. For instance, the seasons aren't done, right? I haven't detailed what exactly is going on in the seasons. It's kind of hard because I have to work with a limited amount of space. Otherwise, bad stuff happens, right? Where sometimes they're off screen. This is apparently also a bit complicated, which is obvious. I'm definitely going to move the crystals to this. I don't know if I'll make them with the XP infuser. It fits, right? Because again, it's about crystallization. So I'll probably move them over in crafting as well. The tuning I still like, right? Having this use. Again, the tuning is, again, it's customizing, and then powering is like empowering, if that makes sense. But they could probably be merged into one as well, right? So we got the multi-block, and then we just have a ton of random crafting. So yeah, I'll have to look over stuff, but we'll probably go back to just showcases, right? So we did magic last time. We'll probably, do runes or potions or something like that, and then I'll just make tweaks to the feature as we go through it, right? So I'll think about the tweaks I want to make the tweaks, and then we'll showcase it. And then in my own time, I will bug fixes and probably stream it a little bit, right? But there is still, obviously, a lot to do and a lot to prep for, because porting it over is definitely going to be the big hurdle. And then we can finally get back to normal content. God, I remember when I said the next thing I was going to do was bosses. Yeah, unfortunately, no. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. See ya.